So you might have to forgive me if I sound a bit weird, a little bit less chipper than usual, although you might not notice the difference. But I had a wisdom tooth removed yesterday and it's very, very painful. But I still wanted to bring you that straight fire crypto bros losing millions of dollars content, because it's a daily occurrence at this stage. And $8.9 million this time stolen from Safemoon. Your money is Seifu with Sifu. If the pump and dump didn't get you, the liquidity pool compromise might have. Holders of the Safemoon token were informed. Just bear in mind the concept of Safemoon. Explain those two words in a crypto context. Safe. What is safe? You know, no bad things are going to happen to you. Your money's safe with us. What's a moon? Well, when you load up your bags and you get on the rocket ship and you fly to the moon and hodl and all these good things, what they're saying is essentially your money's safe and it's also going to the moon and it's a safe moon. So invest with us. Nothing bad can happen. Other than the fact that most people consider Safemoon to be a fraud, one of which being CoffeeZilla, which I would trust to have done a very in-depth investigation. And of course, lots of people have lost money to this, and there's a whole, saga of Safemoon going on. But then I add on to this that they've just been hacked, and the reason I'm doing this is because, is it really a hack when we find out what happened? But I digress. The liquidity pool has been compromised for $8.9 million. It's been stolen after a code upgrade introduced a bug. The attacker was able to take advantage of the bug to artificially inflate the price of the Safemoon token, then sell it to steal the erroneous profit. Now, as you can see here, this is the chart for Safemoon V2, because they're on V2 now, so I don't want to accidentally show V1. But as you can tell, things are just not going all too good, especially if you go to all. Basically, V2 came out during the literal peak of cryptocurrency markets, and then it's like other cryptocurrencies has been on a complete downtrend the entire time. And as you can see, it's basically trading sideways. Nothing's going on, nothing good, nothing bad. There's nothing really good or bad to happen. Everybody pretty much at this point knows Safemoon's a joke. You don't want to get involved in this. But those who were still involved and hoping that they were going to Seifu to the Mooney, they unfortunately were holding through this, and as you can see, the price action has gone down. Now, I will just say straight away that there is a quote here from their, leader, glorious leader here, Captain Hoddle to Moon. Why did I get out of fucking bed for this? We are not insuring people's wallets. Only the company's wallets and treasury, LP, liquidity pool, is a function of treasury. So what they're saying here is this $9 million that was hacked is actually insured, which means that, they're going to put the money back in the liquidity pool. But I would pose this question to you. If you were somebody who was going to invest in crypto, or you currently had, and, one of your prospects for whatever fucking reason was Safemoon with your boy Captain Hoddle to the moon, you're going to look at this, right, and you're not going to think that's very safe. You're not going to think it's going to the moon, because it never has. It's been a couple of years, right? I think the only people still interested or invested in Safemoon are the people who have been holding tokens, which this is only going to negatively impact you. This does nothing good for you anymore. I don't think anybody's coming in with the hot take of, yeah, this is actually a good investment now. Why the fuck won't this close? The block. So as you can see here, Safemoon posted, to the community, we want to inform you that our LP has been compromised. It's your own fault. You literally done fucked up. And as we can see here from Decentralized Finance Mark, aka Moon Mark, love these names. After 2 minutes looking at the newest Safemoon contract, I was able to identify the extremely obvious exploit. The attacker took advantage of the public burn function. This function let any user burn tokens from any other address. Now, just imagine that. Code is law, right? Remember this thing that people keep telling us. Of course, lawyers disagree in general, but what people in crypto keep saying, code is law. This code said, using this burn function, you could burn tokens from any other address that you wanted to. The attacker used this function to remove Safemoon tokens from the Safemoon to BNB liquidity pool, artificially raising the price of Safemoon, because obviously if there's less Safemoon, it's going to trade for higher price to BNB. The attacker was then able to sell Safemoon into this liquidity pool at a grossly overpriced rate within the same transaction, wiping out the remaining WBNB in the liquidity pool. This is an extremely elementary exploit that many contracts in the space have already fallen victim to. Please do not let any user burn tokens from any address. it is a bad idea. And then he attaches the code as to how this actually works. Now, of course, there's some discussion going in the comments. Is this a hack? Is this a feature? And of course, people say, you know, if somebody breaks into your house, then they're still breaking into your house. And then the question is, what if you leave the door open? What if you leave a sign on the door that says, come in and fuck my wife, please? And then they walk in and your wife's just waiting there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at what point are you inviting people to do stuff like this would be the question. Because you would think people who are advertising themselves as being safe, going to the moon, would have some form of code auditing or be learning from other people's mistakes, or just not be generally incompetent. Because there's nothing else to say here other than this is either malicious and they were part of it, which I'm not accusing them of doing, just for the record, or you are literally fucking uselessly incompetent. There's no third option. Like, nobody can come up with a third option where they can say, oh, this could happen to anybody. It couldn't. Maybe if you were the first person and you had no clue how this shit worked, but when it's happened to other people, the only way you can ever have this happen to you is if you just don't fucking pay attention to anything. And here's Captain Hoddle, John Caroni. I've heard that name before, watched a few too many CoffeeZilla videos to not know that name. To our valued community, we valued you so much, we put a lot of effort into making sure our code didn't literally fucking rug pull you. But it's okay, they're going to put the money back in. I'm sure that money's going to come from their own personal bags and not from what was going towards the project. I'm sure that's going to be the case. As you may be aware, on Tuesday 20th of March, Safemoon's liquidity pool was compromised. We've taken swift action to resolve the situation and protect our community. I want to make clear that our decentralized exchange is safe. This ultimately affected the SFM BNB liquidity pool. In the hours since, our team has met with key advisors to agree a plan that protects token holders and the community. We've located the suspected exploit, patched the vulnerability, and are engaging in a chain forensics consultant to determine the precise nature and extent of the exploit. Users should be assured that their tokens remain safe, because we have flexibility in our tech. We have faith that we'll be able to bring this matter to resolution. Okay. I want to assure you that the other liquidity pools on the DEX have not been affected, and nor are any of the upcoming upgrades and releases. I also want to assure you that the Safemoon wallet, secured by Orbital Shield, continues to be a safe place to store your crypto. We thank you for the patience while we work through this. Be kind to each other. John. Turned off replies, of course, and nobody can come in and say, John, mate, how can you tell us everything's safe when you push this update live to the live branch of your code for them to steal $9 million? And then you're going to turn around and say, yeah, it's not going to affect anything in the future, is it? Because you can definitely trust us. We're definitely good at our jobs. It's just beggars belief, isn't it? I think at this point, again, the only people holding Safemoon are the people who they can't sell because they've lost so much money, they just can't bring themselves to it. But if you've even lost 95% on your investment, that other 5%, you know, you could buy a Twinkie, maybe a large Dr. Pepper or something from Wendy's. You could get something. And this is never going to turn into anything, is it? You're not going to get your money back. These people are not very good at their job. So my recommendation would be, and I know there's going to be some Safemoon army in the chat showing up in the comments and saying, you don't know what you're talking about. Captain John Hoddle to the moon is a very, very trustworthy individual who definitely knows what he's doing. And this is just a freak incident that's never going to happen again. And to you, I say, shut the fuck up. See you next time. Peace out.